What's going on, everybody? Aaron Avant Johnson here, and on today we will be reacting to a few scenes from my movie. So let's get into it, y'all.
Hey, where you been? Lift your head up. Boy, I asked you a question.
I went to the beach.
You went to the beach? You went to the beach. So, you mean to tell me you just left without letting me know where you went?
Okay, we're gonna put a pause right here. So I wanna inject something. Okay. Whew, this scene here. Oh wow. Okay, so here's to catch you all up. For you guys who have not seen the film, listen, it's on Tubi, go watch it, it's lost. But with this scene here, what I wanted to do, here we have it, they just lost their family, right? Initially it was him, his wife, Job, who the story follows, and Job's brother. So Job's mother and his brother and the twins she was carrying, they passed away in a car accident. So now the husband, which is not Job's biological father, he is now a drunken mess. So he's very out of his mind. He became this ruthless man, this cold man towards his wife's son, and he basically displaces everything that happened off on him, which is very unfair to do. So within this scene here, my intentions behind the scene was to really nick, just almost like take a knife and you stabbing at an open wound.
Lift your head up! You think you're grown now, huh? Think you can just go and run off anywhere you want without letting me know? What if something would have happened to you? Huh? You could have ended up dead just like...
This is when he's getting ready to turn really cold.
You are so ungrateful. You think you can just go and get up and leave anytime you want to, huh? You don't do nothing. You don't clean your room.
By the way, just for you all to know, this is also a stage of grief. It's anger. It's anger. And this is the stage he is in. He's very, very angry at this point. So we're going to keep it rolling. I just feel for Job. Oh, my goodness, this little kid. I just really feel for him right now.
You don't help me around the house. What? You don't appreciate what I'm giving you? Huh? You too good for this? I don't know how to take care of you.
This is the stinger.
You're not. You're not my son.
But I am your son.
No, you're not. My son. 6 feet under. Dead. You are nothing more than your mama's steak.
Now, this is just a message to all of the parents out there, whether you're a step parent, if you have a blended family, listen, love all your kids the same exact way, because here you have it, a 12-year-old boy just lost his mom, his brother, his siblings. He's only 12. He's a kid. He's going through his own grief. Now you have it where the only man that was in his life, basically, as his father just told him, "You're not my son. That I only put up with you for your mother's sake." He's tearing him down. And this, honestly, too, one of the intentions I had with this scene is to show how powerful words are. Okay, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. Now in this particular time in the story, this is after that whole harsh scene. We have where Job, his teacher, is now beginning to notice there is something going on with him at home, and she's starting to see that. So this is the scene that we're going to play.
Joe, wait a minute. Joe, you've been falling asleep a lot lately in my class. Are you getting enough sleep at home? Okay, well, if you want to get an A in my class, you have to stay awake, right? Listen, Joe, I'm not going to say I know how you feel because I don't. And I can't even begin to imagine the pain you must be feeling right now. But I do know what it feels like to lose someone who's so close and so dear to your heart. Now, I don't know what's going on with you at home, but what I want you to know is you don't have to be afraid to talk to me. If there is anything going on at home that's affecting you, I want you to know that I'm here for you, okay?
Put a pause right there. Shout out to all of the teachers. Because in this story, in this movie, he needed to have an ally. He needed to have somebody that was going to have his back. And that just ended up being his teacher. And she noticed that there was some things that was going on with him at home. She obviously know he just lost his family pretty much. So she was wanting to be there for him. And really showing the kind-heartedness of this woman who just so happens to be his teacher. So that scene honestly really, really touches me. Okay, so this next scene here, this is a very heartbreaking scene. This is when the stepfather basically throws Job out of the house.
Did you hear me?
No, sorry, my mind was somewhere else.
I said relinquishing parental rights and putting a child up for adoption is never an easy decision.
He's not my child.
Well, you are the legal guardian over him, correct?
Let's just get this over with.
Okay, well, there's stages to this process, and I just want to make sure that you've considered your options.
Are you deaf? I don't want him. He's not my child. There's nothing to consider.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jacobson. I did not mean to upset you.
Let's just move on.
Agreed. Now, the first step is... Hi, are you Joe? I've heard so much about you. My name is Mrs. Williams, and I'm an attorney. Your father and I...
He's not my child.
How about we just step over here and take a seat, and we can talk about...
No, there's nothing to talk about. Let's move on. You're getting out of my house.
Mr.
The disrespect. Number one, he done threw his bag at him just like he tossing somebody a Burger King. Just here. What? Oh my goodness. Honestly, you guys, I am reliving this, like the whole behind the scenes moment of this. Because this was a night. This was a night. Fun fact. When we were shooting these scenes, the young actor that's playing Job, shout out to Joseph Thomas. Guys, I remember the scene had got so deep to where like he was bawling. He continuously was just crying, and we took him outside. And I remember my mom was worried because my mom was a producer on the project, and she was just like, "Oh Lord, we done made Miss Pittman's baby cry. And he ain't stopping." She was just like, "Oh Jesus, like oh, like it's okay," because he was, guys. It got deep. So this was a night. Yeah, this was a night filming this scene. Okay, so now we hit a point here in the story where Job is now a teenager, and he's basically still taking care of himself, and this is basically his life now as being a teenager. So we're gonna jump into it and watch it.
American Revolutionary War was fought from 1775 to 1783. It was also known as the American War of Independence. Can someone tell me how the war began in the first place? Anybody? Joel? I want you to tell me, how did the American War of Independence come about? Come on, you don't have to be afraid.
Shit, not afraid, he just stupid.
Okay, settle down. There's no need for name calling.
I'm gonna put a pause right here. I'm going to show you something. In this particular scene here, when we are introduced to Job, right, we see him on the street, and something that I was very intentional about is I wanted Job to still keep that he's sleeping a lot in class. He's tired. So Job is very, very tired. And life just kind of has a way of making him tired. So if you notice in this particular scene here, when we reveal him, he's kind of like coming up from his sleep the same way as he was as a child. But now he's a teenager, you know, as you can see, he doesn't really talk a lot. You know, he's now kind of still more so he's just in a very, very dark place. So we're going to keep on going.
All right, class. I'll see you next week. Head on out of here.
What you gonna do? What's up? Do something. Oh, that's what I thought.
Okay, now don't make me send you to the principal's office.
This isn't over.
Listen, don't worry about those jerks, okay? They're just stupid. Are you okay?
I have to go.
Okay, shout out to Chantrell Robinson. Guys, this was the first time that me and Chantrell has ever worked together, ever. And she ended up being the lead in my next movie. Crazy. Okay. So now we hit a part in the movie where Job is now staying with his teacher. And he comes to his teacher, and basically she's trying to tell him a bedtime story, you know, just kind of to uplift his spirits. But then it gets real deep. And it gets real serious. So, yeah, we're going to jump into it.
Change. And you're going to be sad some days. But you can find comfort in knowing how much they loved you. And now you've gained 2 guardian angels to look after you.
So is that what your mom is to you? A guardian angel?
Yeah, I guess so.
So with Kelly, I was very intentional with making everybody in this film lose something. At least the stories that we are following. So with Kelly, she just lost her mom not that long ago. So she's still dealing with the loss of her mother. And we're starting to see why she can relate to Job, because Job just lost his mom, and even though he lost his brothers and his siblings, she can connect on that feeling of loss. So if you really look at it, the people in this film, especially the ones that lost something, they all have something in common, which is they all are some way or shape lost in some part of life. Whether it's in lost in self, lost of a relationship, lost of love, lost in life, they all are connecting with the theme of being lost. So that was something.